Hi, my name is Erica. I go by the Manifesting Princess, and welcome to my digital diary. This is where I share my experiences and knowledge that I've gained as I manifest and create my heaven on earth. Um, in that process, I've gotten really good at manifesting, so I definitely want to share some of those tips and things with you guys, just things that I've learned from manifesting career opportunities, relationships, material things. I probably need to manifest a better laptop. My sister told me that it doesn't matter, laptop cameras just aren't good, so I probably just need to go ahead and manifest the good camera. I recorded with my phone, but it's like a whole process to get it from my phone to the computer. And I'm not like a tech savvy gal. I'm not very tech savvy outside the window. But anyway, I want to just share some things as we're all trying to co-create our heavens and manifest a reality that is more um, cohesive to our desires and what we really want, instead of unconsciously calling in these things that are less desirable. I'm speaking to myself really, but if this resonates with you, yeah, stay tuned. Um, so when we think of heaven, at least when I think of heaven, I get this feeling of love. And from what I understand, it resonates at a frequency of love. But heaven, home, the other side, outside of here, um, is within ourselves. As within, so without. So I will not experience heaven in the external sense if I do not experience it within the very cells of my body. When we are love itself, embodied love, that is heaven. That is calling in probably one of the highest, if not the highest form. And that is being authentic to ourselves, being authentic to myself. Um, and with that, I've learned also in heaven, all is known. And so I've been experiencing like my awareness has shifted so much within the last, man, just within this last month, honestly, it shifted a lot. But I've been on this journey. What brought me to this place, I kind of had like my, I started remembering again about, I want to say it was about it was a few years ago, probably about 4 or 5, I'm not sure. It was a few years ago, where remembrance started coming back, or what some people refer to as awakening. I believe it's like, some people call it Kundalini awakening, something like that. I don't know. I know like there's just different terms, but I'm really big on like a lot of us are saying the same thing. It's like the way I view religion and even the spiritual community. A lot of us we're saying this like we're it's like if you had 100 people touching 100 blind people touching different parts of an elephant, like they're all describing the elephant, but it's different because one might be feeling, the snout. snout or like ears, the tail, like just different parts of the elephant because they're not gonna all feel the same. But that's basically kind of like what's going on. And I've had to come to piece a lot of that together for myself. And I'm really grateful for discovering people such as Darius, Alchemist 369, Universe Within, because I've been able to piece a lot of my science background, science knowledge, and also just things I was experiencing as a child um, until present day, like, and then things I was learning in that remembrance, because it's been a process integrating a lot of this stuff, and I want, like, if I can help someone else kind of avoid some of the pitfalls that I experienced and can now become more aware and empowered, then hell yeah. Because, like, we guys, like, the world wants you to think that you are not this powerful being, that you're just this little, like, insect in a sense on a rock floating in space. That's far from the truth. We are all powerful beings, and just to bring that to your awareness and like make it a little more tangible, like when we're thinking and you hear that thought inside your head, you know it's not you, you know it's not this physical body. You're like, okay, like for me, I'm like, okay, I know that's not Erica. There's this higher sense, this guiding essence, spirit. A lot of times that's like our soul. That is our soul. Our soul is consciousness itself. It is awareness, and that is energy. We are electromagnetic beings. Science has even proven that our heart emits an electrical field that goes, I believe it's about 3 miles or so, like outside the body, which, you know, creates our aura, creates the toroidal field. So that brings me back to heaven can only be experienced in the external world when it's here. When I'm experiencing it within myself. And we all come from that source of love, from energy, from consciousness, from awareness. We all have that within us. We all have that God particle, God energy, God essence within us. And we just need to restore it, become aware of it, and embody that. And that starts with one, acknowledging, being aware. And trust me, like, bro, it is scary. It can be a little scary. It took me a while to accept the fact that I am God. I am the one co-creating this place that we live in, co-creating this earthly experience. And I had to start holding myself accountable as I was calling, because again, like I said, when calling heaven in, all is known. Like, if you know Darius J. Wright, he says it all the time, but you know it too, because when you sit with yourself, you just start having like they call it the clairs, like this just inner knowing. You just know things, that intuition, that intuitive sense, that is natural, that is normal, and that is what heaven is like. So in doing that, like, I also do like different practices just to gain a little more skills, some for just fun. And that's how manifesting became for me, just really fun, but now I'm more intentional and with that. But it still is fun. It is still fun. It's just integrating it can be a lot. Integrating because love is unconditional. This is the part people don't really like touch on. Love in all its forms, good or bad, dark or evil, light versus the dark. Like, it's all comes from the same source. We all know energy cannot be created or destroyed. And so for me now is alchemizing those lower vibrational feelings within myself, within what I've been emitting out to the world, what I've been putting out. And, excuse me, acknowledging like my frequency was not the greatest. And just to touch on that, because I know people are like, what the hell? Like, everyone always throwing those words around, like frequency. I have my notes, by the way. Frequency, vibrations. But like Nikola Tesla said, if you can understand everything in the universe as frequency, vibrations, and energy, you really do understand how it all works. But you have to integrate that into your physical vessel. And approach it from a place of curiosity and not fear. So like for me, when I begin to notice my thoughts now, I'm more aware of my thoughts. And instead of like dwelling in a negative thought, I'll approach it with curiosity. I'm more so like, why am I feeling this way? I start having more discernment, not judgment, but discerning. And there's a difference, because when we discern our thoughts and we don't judge it, it allows more unconditional love to come through. And you realize no matter what you've done with thought, whatever it is, you are worthy of love. One of the things I wrote for me, so when I meditate, I know there is nothing to fear. I just simply observe. I'll either shift my frequency, but I've come to learn that honestly, you don't want to ignore it. Ignoring it only just like kind of escalates that negative feeling even more. And our feelings are magnetic. So you don't want to like magnetize more negative feeling. We want to acknowledge it. We want to alchemize it. We want to show it love. We want to give it grace, which is ourselves. Because these are spirits within us. And sometimes our lower vibrational spirits can start impacting our soul, but our soul is love and unconditional love at that. So I'm going to use my whiteboard to like illustrate this a little bit more. So if you're anything like me, like I'm very visual. So I'll like probably redo this video, but kind of draw it out so it'll make a little bit more sense if my words aren't like tracking. But so when I meditate, I definitely remind myself there's nothing to fear. I personally this would work for me in the past. I'm very interested as I incorporate some of my new practices. I'll keep you guys posted as I call it more heaven on earth. But before I set the intention of heaven on earth, I just wanted to, this was something I was just doing instinctually, and was confirmed in one of these classes I took, was called Thoughts Become Things, and they recommended it as well. But I would like go back, say for instance a past memory that just does not sit well with me, and then it brings up a lot of negative feelings. So I'll go back to that memory, visualize it, really get into it. Like I will feel myself back in that space, because that's also kind of like time traveling in a sense. But I'll talk about that, how time works, because all time is happening now, just FYI. But yeah, that's also why I was able to manifest things like really quickly, because I do not acknowledge time as this linear things. Like, we experience it linear in our physical bodies, but again, the soul is infinite. It's not bound by time itself, and time is not like a, it's not as linear as we're taught. It is very much so like, if you know anything about like quantum physics and time travel, it's, yeah, like that. But I'll go back to the memory and I'll start re-scripting it. I'll start like, okay, what if I had said this and did this and responded this way, and then the outcome, da da da. And there are times where like I would do that, and then I'll have another opportunity in real life to respond a different way. Like, it'll be like that same kind of theme or message will come up, and then I have the opportunity to sometimes to respond in a more, one that is more in coherence with my soul desires or my higher self, or however you guys want to phrase it. And it's been times, sometimes it'll be literally the exact same people, the person, or it'll be something similar. For me, I've met people that'll have like the same name and have like, and be born around like the same time or in the same country, or just like they just have like a lot of like similarities, but it's not that person. But I've had opportunity, like I've had experiences where it's like the exact same person and we're doing this again. But which, like I said, I think I touched on it in a video. I hope I did, because I'll be recording or like filming myself, like doing the videos, because I'm also like already nervous as hell doing this. And then the shit don't even record. I'm like, la la la, like in flow state, and it don't even record. But whatever. So yeah, just going back and re-scripting it has allowed me to like alchemize a lot of those negative things. And now, like, I'm able to kind of do it a lot faster, or allow different energies to resonate within me a little bit more, because now we're coming from a place of non-judgment and more so discerning. So now when I'm having like I'll notice like I'm getting a little anxious about something, what I do is like, interesting, like, okay, I'm not an anxious, we call in what we are. So like I said, all is happening now, and we really do have the power to shift shit overnight. So I'm like, all right, interesting. If it's like a feeling that's just like, and then instead of like acting on it, I'll just sit with it a little more. I'll let it ponder a bit, till I get to a place of like, okay, you know what? I'm feeling confident in this decision. It feels aligned. Let's do it. That way, I know it's more so on my path, and it's also coming from a feeling of a higher vibration, which is always the better option. Trust me. Like I said, we're creating all the time, and so when we come from a place of creating from a higher frequency, we get to experience higher vibes. We get to experience more joy and abundance and love and just all the things. And then just also like remember, like at the end of the day, you're the only person judging yourself. You're the only person facing yourself. I've had many life reviews as I've gone through this process, and it always comes back to just how I view myself in ways that I could have embodied more love, embodied a more heaven on earth experience. And so that's probably why a lot of those opportunities come back for me to um, learn love, but also experience, like, they're just opportunities to grow, and you don't have to loop it. You really don't. But yeah, so I'm just more so making sure that my vibes, my energy, the things I'm emitting is a more heaven on earth within myself. Because if I am not heaven myself, I will literally miss the gates. It could be literally right in front of me, but my energy, my energetic signature doesn't match. I'm a frequency mismatch. I'm not gonna experience it. It's literally like, I like the analogy people say of, it's just like a dial on a radio, and you just like a flip of a channel. That's literally it. Like, heaven can literally be like on channel 4, but I'm stuck on 3. You know? So, and another like big one while in doing that, I've been very big on like, stop saying trying, because trying is the very act of not doing. It's not being it. And I've learned, when you are calling in these things, these frequencies, you have to literally be it. Be abundant, be love, be authentic, be the flow, like, be it. Be it. And that is what we are. It's literally just consciousness being, like, embodiment. And this physical vessel is just how our consciousness, our energetic bodies experience the physical realm. Because the physical body is literally just a manifestation of the soul. Like, we literally created these bodies. And then our spirit is just within our bodies. Our spirit, from my understanding, is a belief system. It's spirits are memories and thought forms. And so the more attention we give to it, the more creation we can pour into who we are as a person. So the more I feel my spirit with higher vibrations, higher love, higher vibes, and like, for me, that's confidence, love, authenticity, being quirky. Like, I love all of that. Yeah. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see my little notes. There's like a lot. But yeah, so we are electromagnetic field. I am not this. I'm not bound by an identity, not bound by money or time, relationships, all the things, like, all those things bend to our will. And so just call in, like, consciously call in what it is that you want to experience. Because you have that power within you. Like, you really do. And you just need to return back to yourself. Return back to love. Because when you return back to yourself without judgment, without punishing yourself, just bestowing grace in the areas that you previously um, didn't like about yourself, didn't love about yourself, that you felt was unworthy. You are worthy. We are all worthy of heaven. It does not matter what you done, what you did in the past, what you will do tomorrow. We are all worthy of heaven on earth. And so the more you call that into your physical vessel, I promise you will start seeing that it reflected in your external world. And I am so excited. So yes, like I always say, you'll start seeing that once you start calling in more of that heaven within yourself, you will start seeing that in your external world. And I am super excited for you, for me, and cheers to co creating a heaven on earth. I love you guys.